partial lunar eclipse. It's not a full and complete one, but it's still very intense. Okay, and I need you guys to understand that a lunar eclipse is a full moon. It is a full moon, but it's an eclipse. The eclipses are when the full moons or the new moons are taking place closer to the nodal axis. Okay, and so this eclipse that we have coming up on the 7th is going to be tropically in the sign of Aquarius. And it begins at 11:11, which I feel is really cool while I'm even making this video. It's going to be at 11:11 a.m. and that's Pacific Coast Standard Time. Okay, so and it's going to be at 15 degrees and 25 minutes of Aquarius. Looking down at my notes, so don't get totally distracted. And with this full moon, with this lunar eclipse, I'm really excited about it because it's going to allow us to release so much toxic energy. And the reason for that is because Aquarius is the sign that rules electric energy, within our body, our chakra system, our meridians. It rules vibrations. This is the age of Aquarius, and we're always talking about vibrations, good vibes, bad vibes, or what have you. And so this particular um, lunar eclipse is going to really call for us to do this in a major way, in a way that we haven't done before. We haven't had these particular eclipses that are coming up in over about 99 years or something. So this is going to definitely be very impactful, but I need you guys to understand and to be mindful with the energy of this lunar eclipse. It could be quite intense because it's in the sign of Aquarius tropically. And whenever the moon is in Aquarius, we deal with like sudden upsets, upheaval. There's accidents that take place, accidents within the home, within the family, just all kinds of accidents. And it's really close to when Mercury goes retrograde as well. So this is some intense energy. And today we're experiencing a square of Jupiter to Pluto, so that's intense. And Uranus is retrograde too. So it's a lot of stuff going on. In understanding this particular eclipse, you guys, you have to understand Aquarius and its nature. Aquarius is all about sudden, instantaneous events and things happening, accidents taking places, and but Aquarius, where it rules surprise, a surprise could be negative or positive, right? So it could be a good surprise. It could be a negative surprise. A good surprise is a miracle. So it could be a miracle that takes place. But this is a full moon. So this is all about releasing, letting go of the energy from the past, letting go of old friendships that serve you no good, letting go of your own, heavy mental processes, letting go of your negative detached nature that you may have, or a social awkwardness that you may have, you know and so but with these particular um eclipses that we have going on in August, understand that you could feel the energy of the eclipses 2 weeks, even up to 6 months or even longer, after the eclipse takes place. So I am going to get into a brief delineation of how the eclipse is going to affect each sign of the zodiac and what you're preparing for the next eclipse that's going to take place, the solar eclipse that's going to take place on the 21st of August. And so, because this letting go, each full moon, when we're releasing, it's kind of preparing us, getting rid of old energy, stale energy, so we can bring in new energy, with the new moon, which is the solar eclipse that's going to be on the 21st. So we're going to talk about all these things. And now, what I feel like this eclipse is about, and I saw a video actually on YouTube, which was really beautifully stated, and they called it a reset. And that's exactly what it is. It's like a reset button. The same way your phone needs to get rebooted, your internet needs to get rebooted, your computer needs to get rebooted. It's the same thing because it's in the sign of Aquarius, and this is the age of Aquarius. So it's giving humanity a chance to reset and reboot, you know. And a lot of astrologers are seeing this as the a real shift and a real awakening into the age of Aquarius that we're coming into more and more steadily. So I feel like we're totally in the age of Aquarius. The fact that we're always communicating through these technological devices or what have you, this is so the age of Aquarius. Everybody is like on a natural hair movement. Then we see the low side of Aquarius, which is things being inauthentic. And that's with the GMO foods that we see everywhere and all the fake people, fake relationships, fake body parts. That's very age of Aquarius, if that's a word. But anyways, let's go on ahead. There's many aspects that are going to be affecting this particular um these particular eclipses, like a Saturn and the Sun making a trine, Jupiter, Pluto square, Uranus retrograde, Mercury retrograde. It's just so much going on, you guys, but I love it. So let's get into the signs, and we're going to go from Aries to Pisces. So, Aries, this particular lunar eclipse will transit your 11th house, you guys. So, the 11th house is all about your friendships, and your humanitarian projects, the way that you view humanity overall. Um, and so you may be releasing your entourage, releasing some of your friends that don't necessarily serve you. Or you could find yourself removing yourself for a while from the internet or from some social media platforms that aren't necessarily doing anything for you anymore. You may also be releasing your own sense of awkward, detachments that sometimes Aries can have because Aries can be alone and sometimes they can be isolated. So they may be releasing that part of detachment of themselves and kind of getting more connected. And you could also be at the peak of a project that you're ready to show humanity, that you're ready to show the world also. And you're letting these things go for you to begin another creative venture or even a love affair, maybe on the rise, or something that you could be doing with children, or getting ready to kind of come out and shine in some way. You're kind of getting rid of this toxic energy, these old people, these old friends that are not necessarily necessary any longer. So anyhow, Taurus, the lunar eclipse will transit your 10th house. So this particular eclipse is going to bring an ending to an aspect of your career or your career overall. You may be leaving this particular career or position, going to another one. You may have an authority figure or supervisor that may be leaving as well, and they could possibly be making some room for you to come in and, you know, um, rise to a higher position in some way. That's very likely. Also, it's very likely for you guys to be removing certain interactions when it comes to the public, or certain fears or even detachment to the public, because you're rising into a certain status of leadership or what have you. Or you may be moving into a new home or doing something fun or different with the family. The end of the month is a great time for you to have some type of a house party or family gathering at home and having some fun, doing something cool with the children, things like that. And also just invoking like these new good feelings within you where you just kind of want to have fun. You want to express or connect with your childhood or your children around you or your creative senses in some way. And there could be just, a an overall new feel or look that you have towards the past. Geminis, the lunar eclipse is going to transit your ninth house. And this eclipse is going to bring a change to the way you view things on a much grander scale. And also, Gemini, you may have been traveling these past few weeks or months, and you may be ending a travel, kind of getting adjusted, being back home or what have you. Or you may have some friends that have been traveling and now they're coming back, and things are going to be like refreshed, renewed. Also, you may be leaving your current place, and starting off like on a whole new venture, a whole new life. Or you may have some friends around you that may be, moving to further distant lands or what have you, and you guys, your connection is going to be different. And so this particular lunar eclipse can change your overall philosophy of life too, and you could just start seeing things differently. You could also find yourself wanting to get away to really kind of get equipped with the aha moments that you're having right now that are going to, assist in evolving you or what have you. And this eclipse is giving you a chance to truly expand and release a stale perspective. So, new thoughts and creative intelligence is going to come in for you at the end of the month. And you're going to have a clear understanding of love, and a clear understanding of love is going to emerge within you. You may and you want to kind of release some stale toxic energy so you can start looking at love in a new way. You know, if you're always dating women who are toxic or men who are toxic, you want to release that energy and you want to release those negative thoughts so that you could become a vibratory match to what you want in life rather than what you don't want, you know. So that's awesome. You guys are going to have some new, fresh thoughts on love coming for you, or some new creative ideas that are going to be very innovative. That's going to help you propel yourself in some way. You may find yourself writing a really awesome story that gets a lot of attention, or some poems that get a lot of attention, all of that type of stuff. So, moving on, Cancer, the lunar eclipse will transit your eighth house. Now, this is going to be a very deep transiting eclipse for you, Cancer, because the eighth house is the deepest house of the zodiac. You know, it's the house that Scorpio rules. So, this eclipse is going to bring a deep realization to you. You're letting go of energies of control. You're releasing even maybe some manipulative friends. There could also be a toxic sexual relationship that's coming to an end. This eclipse can bring about births and miscarriages, so be mindful. And ladies that are having their menstrual cycles, this time can bring about real intense cramping. This is a really great time to do like a yoni detox and those types of things. And also, Cancer, there's a part of you that is ready to die off and transform completely and totally. Like, I'm just done with it all. You know, you want to totally go in and remerge and all of these things. And you'll see the emergence within yourself really by February of 2018. So, the release of karmic energy is what this is really about as well. This is a great time to pay off certain debts, or have debts repaid to you as well. And you're able to see your power and the authenticity and the inauthenticity of your power as well. A creative endeavor or person is going to bring you a new opportunity to make money or take your hustle to the next level, Cancer. So look forward to the end of the month. It's going to be really awesome and exciting stuff coming for you in the financial sector, or even your overall nutrition and all of that type of stuff as well. Or you could get some really nice jewelry. Your children could gift you something very special and show you how they value you, you know? Okay, so you may feel valued in love, maybe a proposal, jewelry. Hey, second house. All right, so Leo, the lunar eclipse will transit your seventh house. And so this eclipse is bringing an end to a relationship or a court battle. You know who your enemies are and you're ready to settle it, or you're ready to just end the battle. Um, and you're done with the superficiality and falsehood when it comes to like your social life or interactions with other people, or just kind of being nice and trying to be agreeable with others, um, and just overtly doing things for other people, kind of like ending that part of yourself, or maybe one connection that is, draining you in a sense, draining you energetically in a sense, releasing that. And yeah, you're releasing certain attachments that are merely there to entertain your ego, and so you could prepare for a new you. And the solar eclipse at the end of the month is going to be impacting your first house. And this is for those rising signs and for the sun signs, okay? And so it's going to be impacting your first house. And so you're going to need to get rid of these other people and relationships with other people so you can get tuned into yourself and develop a sense of true unconditional love for yourself from the most profound places ever, okay? So that's coming to you, and you may have a new image with yourself emerge. You may change up your style, change up your hair, the type of a jewelry you wear, your overall approach to life, how you initiate things, how you start things, and there may be a new passion that kind of comes up within you as well. So, Virgo, the lunar eclipse will transit your sixth house. So, there could be an ending to work that you may be doing, a job that you may be on, maybe coming to an end, a particular servitude that you're offering to other people, favors that you may be doing. You may have some friends that are always like, could you do this favor for me? Can you do this for me? Could you do that for me? And you may be in a space of, releasing those people, releasing that energy, releasing the job, or even like some coworkers could leave the job and things like that could also happen. Or you could be releasing something that is happening to you health wise, maybe some bad habits that are, causing issues to your health or your overall daily routines, and restructuring all those things is very likely also. Um, and be mindful because this moon can bring out freak accidents on the job, freak accidents with coworkers, or people that help you, or even to your pets or animals as well. So you want to be mindful of that. It could also create some upset stomachs and stuff like that. And also, there is a hidden enemy or a hidden health issue that will be exposed as well with these eclipses. And so you will become more propelled to activate your imagination and become even more compassionate to those that you love, the real people that you really truly love, or your children, or what have you. Your mystical energy and understanding will be at an all time high as well, Virgo. And that's coming up for the end of the month. And also, you will become more aware of your narcissistic traits, or even people in your life that may be a bit egotistical or narcissistic. Okay. And this eclipse overall, you guys, is really exposing the narcissist and the people that we love, or even within ourselves. Now, Libra, and that is because it's dealing with Aquarius, arrogance, and dealing with Leo's ego and narcissism. Okay. Libra, the lunar eclipse will transit your fifth house. And this eclipse is bringing an end to the way you're going about your creative projects. It's there's energies in your way stopping you from expressing your true talents, and you want them to be removed. It's time for them to be removed so that your true talents can emerge and show. Matters involving children can be quite pulling and upsetting. With Jupiter on your side, though, you'll likely come out with a win. You guys do have Jupiter in the sign of Libra, and so hopefully you will be able to see the bigger picture of whatever circumstances you are facing at this time. You could be releasing certain things that you may have loved at one point, or certain things that you would do creatively. You may be ready to give them away, show them, release them in some type of form or fashion. Taking the lead can pose some difficulty where ego is involved, Libra. Letting go of a casual romantic situation is necessary at this time if things aren't going anywhere. The end of the month will bring about some new friends or social platforms that can instantly take you to the next level. A technological device that helps you express your creativity can manifest, Libra. And there's a possibility of a moment of instantaneous love between now and the next 6 months. So be excited about that, Libra, because, I know y'all love love. You guys are the sign of partnership. So Scorpio, the lunar eclipse will transit your fourth house. So this is going to bring about some type of ending or change to the home, um, or the home environment, or a release of a certain toxic feeling that you may have, or something that may have happened in your past, and you're ready to let that energy go. You're ready to let that thought go. You're ready to let just how it may have created you to feel some type of a way. You're ready to let it go. Mind you, though, this is the sign of Aquarius, so there could be some instantaneous changes, accidents that take place or happen, or a sense of detachment from the family for some time. All of that may be necessary. And I mean, I know a lot of children are going back to school, so the eclipse could also be indicating that. And it's likely for you to get into some new activity that may take you a bit away from the family or away from the home as well. All right. So, you can also release your own feelings of detachment with the family. So, say you're kind of detached from the family a lot in some way, maybe because of your own feelings, your own thoughts, and emotions. And so now you're releasing that, and you're going to be connected more to your family in some way. So, that's what's happening for you, Scorpio. And you're getting ready to become a new person with a broader perspective overall. Now, the solar eclipse at the end of the month is going to give you an advancement in your career or your sense of leadership or where you may be taking authority in your life. It could also bring you a clear awareness and idea of exactly what it is that you want to do career wise, or what kind of things that you actually want to get into. Okay. And be ready to take on more responsibility to Scorpio. Now, Sagittarius, the lunar eclipse will transit your third house. And so this eclipse is bringing an end to toxic thoughts or even communications that don't help you. This eclipse is all about thought management for you. You're starting to see your thoughts. You're starting to see the ones that work for you, the ones that don't. You're starting to see certain friendships that you may have that the conversations aren't helping. It could be conversations about gossip or what have you, or people that you may have found out that someone is gossiping about you, and now you're deciding to let that particular friendship go. Now, this is in your third house, so this is going to impact your neighborhood. It could impact a sibling. There could be some major changes in your neighborhood, major changes in the life of your siblings as well. So be mindful of those things, Sagittarius, and definitely get your cars checked out, Sagittarius, because there could be some changes or some happenings to your cars, because this is the third house. This is short distance travels. You want to be mindful when you're on bikes. You want to be mindful when you're on scooters or short distance devices that gets you from point A to point B. There could be some crazy freak accidents. All right, you guys, you definitely want to watch out for that. Um, you could also be ending a book, finish reading up a book, finish writing a book, or finishing up a particular study that you may have been, working with or something like that. And there may have been something that you learned that you realize is not necessarily helping you, or, you may take a whole total shift and change of mind of something that you may have learned. But I want you to look at this as a good thing, Sagittarius, because um, it's kind of like when people are trying to become religious leaders in some way, and so they go so hard into learning this particular subject just to find out that it's not the truth. But they are the most knowledgeable in that particular subject and how it's not the truth, because they studied it so much. So don't feel like you've wasted your time, Sagittarius. I mean, I know you guys don't. You guys always see the bigger picture and are very optimistic. But nevertheless, I have to tell you that, all right? This moon calls for you to stop talking and start doing, Sagittarius. You will likely completely change your mind on the subject you have been taught. I just stated that. The solar eclipse at the end of the month will have you studying something new or put you in a space where you're ready to begin your travels. Your creative endeavors will expand, Sagittarius. So release that energy. It's unnecessary so that these new travels can come about and these new creative projects can come about and all that good stuff. And so you can start having more fun, Sag, because we know y'all like that. Ain't that right? Anyway, so Capricorn, the lunar eclipse will transit your second house. And this eclipse is bringing an end to your hustle, or maybe something that you're doing with your hustle. You may be making a total change and transformation to what you're doing to your hustle, with your hustle overall. um, and something can come to light about what you're doing, what's going on with the money. You may be on an app that's not necessarily helpful for you, and this could also affect your food or your resources overall. You could be releasing certain material things, releasing certain foods because you realize that they're toxic. You may have even been eating a healthy diet, drinking almond milk, but then you find out it has too much cyanide in it. So now you're taking another approach. Those types of things. It's going to really affect the way that you see your overall food consumption, your materials, and your finances. Okay, so there could be some karmic matters in regards to money that can come about and take place at this time. Also, you may have to give up something, release something in some way. Um, and your core values and your morals, there could be a major shift and change, and this could be very different for you, Capricorn, because you guys tend to stay the same earth sign, but there could be a major shift and change that takes place in regards to your morals, and in regards to even maybe some friends that don't necessarily have morals, and you're like, I can't believe he said that or he did that, or just some type of a view in that particular area. So The solar eclipse at the end of the month will align you with a new sense of power, Capricorn. That's really awesome. A new partner can desire to become more intimate. Your desire for closeness can become activated. These eclipses are going to shake you up, to become real, to become aware of the spiritual side of life. And that's before Saturn enters your sign on the 17th of December of 2017. All right. So get with this energy, Capricorn, get with the changes that are coming. Okay, Aquarius, the lunar eclipse will transit your first house. This eclipse is bringing an end to the false way you see yourself and live your life. You're making changes to your identity physically and metaphysically. The way you start your day will shift. The things that you do to get up in the early day, all of these things are making a shift. um, the way you readily respond to things will take a turn, and there could be a shift to the way that you approach your passions in life overall. Your arrogant and selfish attitude is being challenged, Aquarius. Your ego overall, you may be ready to release your nonchalant, detached mannerism. The toxic energy you carry and put off to others is now facing you. Get real, Aquarius. Let go of things you once loved. There can be some changes in the life of your children that can affect you. The solar eclipse at the end of the month can bring about a significant relationship within the next 6 months. You'll feel beautiful and approachable again. Your understanding of partnerships and love have a revitalized meaning. So that's definitely beautiful, for Aquariuses. Pisces, the lunar eclipse will transit your 12th house. Now, this eclipse is bringing an end to the things you fear or the things that hold you back from beginning again. You'll have a feeling of being released from prison in some way, letting go of something that holds you back in some type of a way, some fears that you may deal with, or you could have even been dealing with a certain sickness, and now the sickness is kind of easing up and you're letting go of it. You could have been feeling trapped in your bedroom, probably dealing with depression, and now you're learning some better techniques to release that energy, let it go. You could have a hidden enemy could have come to the light, and now you're like kind of getting acquainted with the energy, understanding, you're releasing it, you're letting that stuff go. um and so yeah, this particular eclipse is going to help you feel restored in some type of a way, Pisces, and help you find yourself again. And you could have even been living in like some kind of false fantasy world too, Pisces, and thinking everything is perfect and beautiful, like wow, here we go. And then the eclipse comes and it tells you like, look, this ain't real. This is what is real, and that could be kind of harsh, okay? But you'll take on the solar eclipse at the end of the year will help you feel restored. Overall, you'll take on a new venture when it comes to health, maybe working out, maybe yoga, maybe some Tai Chi, or maybe something that you're doing nutritiously. You may get a new fitness trainer or something like that, Pisces. And um, but the true results of whatever the change that you're going to make, be patient with it because you're likely going to see more of the results within 6 months from now. Okay, so definitely you want to stick with it. And also, it's very likely for a new job to formulate at the end of the month. The solar eclipse could be bringing a really awesome, cool, fun new job for you, possibly even working with children, or where you really get a chance to show your creativity to the world, or be some type of a creative service or creative um, leader, or an overall leader to the world, um, yeah, and maybe you will be in a position to be very helpful or get some pretty significant help from family, and that helps you feel good, feel better, and all that good stuff. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna end this video here. This was a brief delineation. Of course, it's going to be doing so much more. These eclipses are going to do so much more. They're going to impact us in so many different ways. If you want to get a personal reading with me, you can feel free to reach me on Facebook, Kateria Knows, hit me on Instagram, Kateria Knows, or send me an email to astro, ASTRO, dot logic, LOGIC, booking at gmail.com. Feel free to shoot me an email and I can do a chart for you and see how these eclipses are going to impact you on a more personal level. All right. I've been studying astrology for quite some time now, since I was 11 years old. So, and I'm in my Saturn's return right now, and it's pretty intense. I do a Saturn's return reading to help you maneuver through that particular cycle of your life. And I do so many different types of readings, from compatibility to natal, all different types of things. So definitely check me out, you guys. Peace, love, and light. And also, if you go to astrologicschool.com, you'll see that I'm holding a seminar on the 18th of August, which is a Friday, and we're going to be talking about sex in astrology, all the things you need to know about astrology and sex and how they work together, how you're compatible with a person, incompatible with a person, where you're likely to catch STDs and all that stuff. We're going to talk about Lilith and how she plays a role when it comes to sex and intimacy and all that type of stuff. So anyways, you guys, I'm gonna leave you here. Peace, love, and light. Reach out. Speak to you guys soon.